Hey everybody, it's Casual Boobs coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be covering the Skoda T50, the Tier 9 Czech medium tank. And I've covered this tank before, but it's just so good that I'm going to cover it again. It's probably, I think, one of the best Tier 9 tanks in the game, except maybe the PTA and the Kunze Panzer, in my opinion. Would have something to say about that, but it's very solid, and I can't really put my finger on exactly why, but it's even a lot of people, and I think myself included, would put this tank as better tier for tier than the tier 10 that's beyond it. I don't know why. This is just such a comfy tank. It's just so good. And then the tier 10 is better, but the competition is so much harder at tier 10, I think. And so anyways, this is a fantastic tank. If you don't have it, you should definitely get it. Also, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with the music, so let me know what you think about that, and let's get into it. Okay, so talking about the stats in the Skoda T50, basically the things you need to know: it's got a little 320 alpha gun, and the penetration is fine, like 248 point blank and stuff. And it's got a 3-round clip with a 1.8 second intra clip, which is pretty quick, right? It's, you know, pew, pew, pew. And it's got a, like I said, a 3-round clip, so you got just under 1,000 damage per mag, and just over 20 seconds per drum, which is part of the reason this tank feels so good. It's just you can still do a meaningful amount of damage, right? 960 is still really good, and you don't have to wait that long out of the fight. If you shoot 1 or 2, you reload, and it's only 20 seconds before you're up again, and like it's very forgiving. It's a very comfortable clip size. The gun handling is okay. I guess really the high points, the thing is, it's 8 degrees of gun depression. The speed is a little bit low, and that's I run a turbo on mine, and I know the replay we're about to watch also has a turbo on it. But the view range is good, the crew layout is fine. There's really nothing. The big thing is the 3D armor, the 3D model, the armor is non-existent. There's no armor. If you bounce something in this tank, then you're very, very lucky. That's something to be aware of. And we'll skip right into field mods, and I'm trying to be brief, just trying to keep keep it short. Always take the modular durability. Always take the improved sight. I am always taking, not always. I'm not always taking, but in this case, I am taking the concealment, because in this case you can actually use it, and the scouting. And in this is kind of debatable, but I will probably also be taking the reduced aiming, or the reduced reduced circle after firing, because in this tank you are so very often you're shooting one after another. You're going to dump a whole mag, and the intra clip is so short that it is very crucial to have this one is going to make it so that your reticle stays tight, and you're very likely to hit the the first, and then the second, and then the third shot, as opposed to if you have a very long intra clip like the Caro, the Combattimento, or the Char Futur, then maybe that doesn't matter as much, and you might want something like this. But in this case, the interclip is very short, and so this is the one. And then of course I always run the food, and so on and so forth. What I would probably recommend for equipment is a turbo in the improved slot, the mobility slot. Gosh, what is going on? There are so many things that didn't used to be here. What is happening with the game? And that peps the speed up pretty good. 50 feels kind of slow, but 55 feels literally 10% faster. I personally run mine with the improved aiming, the pink improved aiming, and a vertical stabilizer. And so this is how I like to run it. I just like the gun to be as tight as possible, and my crew is good enough that I still have good view range. If your crew is not as good, which is perfectly reasonable, I mean, because that's, like I said, it's kind of asking a lot. Like this is what I have. But if you don't have a crew that's that good, then the obvious next option is to pick optics in the improved slot, and that gets your view range up. It's if you don't have the view range skills, that'll still get you pretty decent view range. And this is the setup we're about to see in the replay. But yeah, we'll keep it really short, and I'll try to get back to my roots and be the brevity. But this is the tank. This is the highlights. It's all about the gun, the little pew 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 gun, and there's no armor. So without further ado, we'll get into the game. Alright, so in this replay we're going to be watching Thunder again. We seem to watch Thunder a lot because Thunder does some pretty good stuff. But we're watching Thunder playing his Skoda T50, and he's got the turbo and the V-stabs and the optics, and you can see because he's got really good view range. You don't really need that many heat rounds and so on and so forth. It's kind of nice because like 248 standard pen does get the job done, and the shell velocity is really good. But he's not gonna take his paper medium tank to the hill, which is wise. He's gonna go to this little perch and just be very cautious, because a lot of the times if somebody is sitting in their light tank and they're in the bush line on the H2 G3 area, you'll get spotted as you crest up this ridge, and so you'll get I have personally seen people get completely exploded when they crest like this. So Thunder is taking this one very, very cautiously, which is wise. That CS probably is a little... Yeah, no, he's going to explode. And that was a little probably too soon for that. You really want to wait for people to commit so that they're not sitting at the base waiting for somebody. Waiting for you to shoot, right? And so because he went as early as he did, it is likely that there are several tank destroyers or even medium tanks that are still... Oh, come on, Thunder, do it. Do it. What are you doing? Oh, man. And so Thunder didn't take any shots there, but also the Patton is coming in. I can actually understand. I mean, if you shoot the Patton, you know you're spotted. So he didn't want to take any hit points, take any damage, because if you get spotted on that perch, that's a place where everybody expects you to be. Again, it's very likely that there's somebody sitting waiting, and so he could have taken a lot of damage. And I, talked to him after the fact and about this game, and his thought process, and this is not wrong necessarily. He was very conservative. His thought process is anytime that he got away from an engagement without taking any damage was a success. So, personally, I probably would have popped one into the Patton and then tried to leave, but I'm also kind of greedy. So maybe that would have gotten me shot, So in this case, he didn't take any damage, so, we're neutral. We're going to take a position back here. We're still not going to the top of the hill, because what the heck is this thing going to do against a Concept 1B? Die. It's going to die. But we have this Companzer that doesn't seem to know what he's doing, and we're going to see if we can't get spotted doing this. And I think this must have been... there must be a lag, like a ping issue here. Thunder, for those of you that don't know, Thunder plays, you can see it in the top left here, he usually plays with something on the order of 150 to 200 ping on the NA server. So I'll just give Thunder the benefit of the doubt there and say that he must have just had a ping issue. But you see, he's spotted here. The Kampfpanzer is looking at him, so he doesn't want to take any damage, so he's not going to post up again. And it doesn't matter. This Badger's going to eat him anyway, so we don't need to finish this off. Oh man, come on! Hitting wheelie boys at range like this when they're just squirrely all over the place is just such a... yeah. So far, this is kind of an unsatisfying game to watch, I will admit. It was for me too. But hang in there, right? So the EBRs have run in with their faces, and the Patton has the position there. It's not looking good. We've won the hill, but we've also lost the entire base area. It's just not... Their EBR is finally dead. So we do need to, like, proceed very carefully, right? If you push off the hill in a dumb way, you get farmed. And if you lose the base, then you get capped out anyway. So this could go very badly, and it's really not going great, honestly. But here we go. And you've noticed the reload for the drum has not been very long, and the gun feels pretty good, pretty well behaved. But this is the benefit here. Look at this. 1, 2. Wait for it. 3. So 2 for 3 ain't bad, and you can see like the power to put down almost 1,000 damage in 6 seconds is really comfy, right? It's really comfy, and because it's unlike the new Char that just came out, the Char medium tank, you have the ability to dole out 3 shots to whoever wants them. You're not locked into dumping it all into one, or anyways, it's just a very comfortable tank. It's fast enough, right? But we're just waiting, right? Because the Cobra's down there, like it's 9-11. It looks like we're winning, but we're not winning. It is now 8-11. We're down 3 tanks. STB is spotted. 1, wait for it. 2, that looked good. And I think now, yeah, Thunder's gonna reload another clip, because a lot of tanks will have bigger magazines, but to compensate for that, they will have a longer drum reload, which is fair, but that also means that it's more punishing when you have, like, if you had 4 rounds and you shot 2, and then you wanted to reload and it was like 30 seconds, that would feel much worse. But because this, we're already up, we're already ready to shoot again, this doesn't really ask you to wait for that long, so it's really, really comfortable. And our heavies off the hill have totally thrown that. So now it's 6-11, we are losing. And so this is just, we're just going to have to hang in there. Just going to have to hang in there and play very carefully because Thunder's I think he already 3-marked this tank, but we're just trying to play good. Just get the most out of every game that you possibly can. I don't know what the thought process is with this Badger, but the Badger's running out there like with his face. So we're gonna support him by clipping out this Patton. Thankfully, we do get spotted, but this Badger's just is himself in a big crossfire because we know the STB and the Progetto are on the far side. We know there's a Cobra on the other side. Like, there's no way that Badger can angle his armor against both sides, both enemies at the same time. So I'm not sure why you would ever do that, frankly. I mean, I think a much better play for the Badger would have been run all the way down the 0 line to K0 and then proceed along the K line to push the Cobra out. That would have been a totally valid strategy. But you can't control what your teammates do, so here we are. The Badger has put himself in a crossfire, and we'll see how that goes for him. But we're just, we're going to try to get as much damage out of this game as we possibly can and look for shots and so on. We still can't go to the hill because the concept still isn't dead. He must have run off the hill and displaced when they were losing it, which is very smart, right? The concept player did it right. And let's just see if we can't angle a shot on that. Oh man. Maybe we can get a shot on this Cobra, but you can see now, since we absolutely have nothing on the hill, Thunder does not want to be the first one with his face in there. So he's considering running away, which again I would think would be valid, but also then your Badger would be just hung out to dry. But he also put himself in that stupid position, so I think what Thunder's going to try to do here is use these bushes to spot things, but also be far enough back that he can use those same bushes to shoot and not be spotted. Yeah, he's going to use this bush line. So we're kind of just hanging out right here. And that E75 did us a favor. Kind of just hanging out right here, which is... Yeah, here we go. So we're using the bushes. You can see through the bushes. That means you're too close. And so Thunder waits and then aims at the lower plate and puts all 3 rounds in, and that's perfect. And now he's aiming, and so the CS is still shooting, and that's perfect. This is exactly what you want to happen. I mean, obviously the whole rest of the map is hosed, but that's the best way to get the most damage out of that situation, right? You spot, you pull back, you shoot, you aim, you take your time. Having the ability to shoot fast doesn't mean you should shoot fast all the time, right? Because you'd rather hit the shots than dump them quickly. But, God, what happened to all the Badger's hit points? Just put himself in a crossfire and now he's mostly dead. But you can see there's not really anything we can do for him because he's got himself just so stuck in. And there are some healthy tanks in there. Oh my God, I probably would have shot there. But I think, see, this is, and I would have probably died because the Type 61 would have gotten me. And so Thunder's waiting. He's going to put one in. He's going to put one into the rock. And okay, there we go. All right. And he just barely missed a shot from the STB. So that was probably, again, Thunder proving again why he's a better player than me. Because I would have gotten greedy and shot at the side of that Jagdpanzer, and that would have gotten me spotted, and then the Type 61 would have shot me. So Thunder has played very conservatively and has, as such, here we go, we're loaded again, we're ready to go. See, again, I probably would have put rounds into that PTA, personally. Would have put all 3 into the PTA. And that stings, right? If he would have waited for an extra, little bit of time to aim that shot properly on the Jagdpanzer, that would have won one less tank. But again, if it were me, I probably would have taken the easier damage on the backside of the PTA. But the Jagdpanzer was a one-shot. Whoop, aim. Okay, there we go. And now we're getting proxied by the Progetto. They're doing a very poor job of pushing in, because now their team has pushed themselves into a crossfire. We have this Super Conk, we have us, we have the CS, and those guys are in a platoon. So they've done a really good job of pushing themselves into a crossfire after beating our guys up for pushing themselves into a crossfire. So good job, very nice. But yeah, I can see why the Jagdpanzer was able to be clipped out. So probably he wanted to just a little bit greedy here. You put one in, and then you auto aim fail, and then he pulled back because he didn't want to take all of the hate of everyone that he was looking at. Like, he was pretty exposed there. And that, friends, is why you never use auto-aim against the Progetto, because that's what can happen. It has very angly fronts, very angly frontal hull, and auto-aim will put the rounds directly into the frontal hull. So don't use auto-aim on a Progetto. Just aim and shoot it in the turret, and you'll be better off. But here we go. So now we're gonna... Ooh, that's an ass of a T95. Ooh, we'd love to see it. Unsure if that one hit, but either way, those are the shots we love to have. And now these guys are kind of in a quandary because they're in this little trifecta of crossfire here, and I don't know what the CS is doing, but we have shots, right? As soon as those guys try to move out, they're going to be spotted, and then we'll have shots. So wait for it. And you can see the shell velocity on the heat rounds is a little bit slower, but look at this. So Thunder shoots once and then reclips. And normally you would never do that for something with a bigger clip, but because this is such a cozy, comfy, short drum reload, you can totally do that and it doesn't even feel bad. Alright, and we're back already. We're back up to shoot again. There's only 3.5 minutes left in the game, but this is their game to lose. They still need to... wait. And so Thunder's using the bushes. Right, he spots, but then pulls back. Spotting. And then he's going to pull back to shoot. And so there's a bush there. So even the mighty T95 can be spotted, apparently. Or can be hidden by that bush, apparently. So... And that's a real big problem, you know? T95s are an issue, no matter what tank you're playing in, especially when they know exactly where you are. But we'll try to put rounds in cupola. Nope. You try to aim for the cupolas, or if he's angled up at you, if you have high enough pen, the lower plate is pretty good. Otherwise, you can also pen it through the tracks. The little space between the two tracks on the T95 is good. Yeah, if it were me, I would have loved for the CS to like run down to K0 to create more of a crossfire. That would have been nice. But here you can see Thunder is using the heat rounds for the cupola, which is the right play. Heat rounds are going to be less likely to bounce off the little angly bits on the cupola. So this is exactly what you want to do. Thunder has 2 rounds of APCR and 5 rounds of heat left. So that's like, if you do some quick math on the hit points of left in the game, this is not really enough. Oh, but the T95 does us a big favor and turns aside. So, oh my god. Alright. And he reloads the last clip of heat. We got 1 clip of heat, so 5 rounds total that are left. And we'll just wait and see what happens here. Don't want to do anything until you're loaded, at least. But Thunder has done a really good job, except for that one screw up while overpoking on the Progetto. He has managed to maintain all of his hit points. Well, he doesn't have all of his hit points, but with the exception of that one poke, that one mistake, he hasn't really made any big mistakes, and so he's still got half of his hit points, a little less than half, and so he's still very healthy. He can take a hit from a Leopard PTA. He can't take a hit from a Jaegeru, but you still have the clip potential to take out everything in the game. This is bad. What's going on right now? He just got spotted, and we don't know from what. It's never a good feeling when you get spotted and you don't spot the thing that spotted you in return. That feels really bad. But there's only a minute left. We have 1 minute left, less than 60 seconds. So we really need to. If we're gonna lose, then fine. If we're gonna draw, then fine. But the CS has put himself in a crossfire. Why does this PTA not farming him? I don't know. Okay, there we go. And now there's the artillery. Wait. Aim and. Oh my god. The armor of the Conch GC. You love to see it. You love to see it. The armor of the Conch GC. So Thunder is going to just assume that the CS has the artillery, which I think is valid. Because, good lord, how could you not? That must have been a heat round that must have hit the tracks of the CGC. There's not really another explanation. You know, I don't know why that wouldn't have gone in otherwise, except maybe hit the barrel. And I'm not sure what the CS is doing, but man, we got 6 seconds and 1 round left. And the... Oh, wait. There it is. Oh my god, just as the game ends. Wow. Okay. Nice game. Alright, so at the end of the game, Thunder ended up taking home 7,300 damage, 8 kills, 2,500 spotting. Even managed to block 360 damage. That was a high caliber, the ace tanker, a whole slew of medals. Top Gun, Specifically, he got the Faden's medal for getting the last kill of the game with the last shell in his tank. And that was pretty amazing. And so that ended up giving him 1,856 base XP, obviously pulling his weight, right? No question about that. And, you know, I think he made some money here, right? Total added was 15,000 credits, but he ended up shooting all of his ammunition, so it's kind of whatever. I think he did have the Holiday Ops bonus and didn't have any boosters or anything like that, but, you know, whatever. What a solid performance. Well done to Thunder, and good job, you know, trying to make the most out of every game, right? I know a lot of times when it looks like your team is losing, it's tempting to just kind of just say whatever, get on to the next one. But Thunder didn't. He tried his best to get as much damage out of the game as possible, and in doing so, frickin' won it. So this is what, you know, this is what it takes. This is what it means. The game is not rigged. You can always have an impact, and sometimes you can pull it back. And this is one instance where Thunder managed to pull the game back from a loss to a win. So if he can do it, so can you. So anyways, thanks for sending in the replay, Thunder, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. All right.